Okay, today we're going to show you how to take apart your PlayStation 2 game controller. Sometimes the buttons get a little bit unresponsive, or they don't work quite right, and they just need to be cleaned. So basically you take the screws out of the back, which is not a big deal. And note there are a couple styles of this. On this particular one, the motor in his hand right now is attached to this white board. Some of them the motor's loose. You got to be really careful about how that goes back in. So essentially what happens is you've got these little pads up under here where the buttons bridge when you press them, and that gives you continuity. So what we're going to do is clean that with alcohol, just in a swab. So you just kind of clean these. We're going to go ahead and clean the button portion too, and take it apart, because if you don't get this back together correctly, the halves of the housings won't snap together properly. So we're just going to swab these little mating parts that bridge the circuit board contacts and make continuity. So we'll do the same thing with the alcohol. Now when you put this back together, there are some alignment pins you need to pay attention to make sure the board goes in just the right position, or else it won't snap together well. One of them is right here. There's a little tiny pin. You can't really see it in the video, but there's one there, and there's another one right here. So this one and this one kind of have to line up just right. If you get that right, it should snap together. If you flip it over and then the buttons feel like they're really sloppy or really hard to push, then something's wrong. You need to kind of take it back apart and inspect it. So we're just going to put the whole board back in. That one motor is loose in this one. Some of them, both motors are loose. Pay attention to how they go back in. Then you need to make sure your alignment pins and everything are the board sitting on it. And it's pretty easy. You just put the buttons back together. Sometimes the screws will fall out when you take them out. Sometimes they'll kind of stay in the housing. Just be careful. And it should go back together pretty easily without a lot of fuss. So if you have to really squeeze it hard or something to get the cases to line up, something's probably wrong. One other thing to note, sometimes these controllers, a couple little black tabs seem to fall out when you take them apart. I have no idea where these come from. I haven't really looked, but they don't seem to cause any problems once you put these back together. So basically you just screw it back together, check your buttons and make sure that everything feels normal. If it doesn't, you may have assembled something wrong. But again, essentially all you're doing is going in there to clean off those little contacts for the buttons to make them feel like new again. Thanks for watching.